I.S.U.P.K, I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Year 2007 has gone. A leader was born. His name was Commander General YAHANNA. Here is on. New 7 has born. I took my oath, nigga. Nigga, I swore to I.S.U.P.K. It's the only fucking way. One West to the death. Until they better play. And I see I was playing. Big bottle of scotch. Want to whip at the block. The will we set up shop. I got to buy that hair. We front on to Israelite. So hold your peace. Or when he speaks, or when he teach, before I reach for that peace and clear that street, I was never humble, always a beast. I let it fly, for the most high, I was high, hell cool thing on me. I'm that type of guy, and for the heathen, I'm the only one standing in this, you and I.S.U.P.K, 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 the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K, 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 the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K, 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 what? I.S.U.P.K, the home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Yahweh shopping from the back. Yo, man. Yo, get back to that 1969 I.S.U.P.K shit, man. I want to hear that 1969 I.S.U.P.K. We the children of God. That's the Allah. And we only pray to Almighty Yahweh. And you the commandments like your son Yahweh side. Nothing we soft, nigga. Yeah, you can die. We not trusting. We don't believe all of everybody. If it ain't about the 12 tribes of everybody. And that's a statement. You need to stop hating. You can't prove we Africans. Stop debating. I was stuck in a hard place, a hard time behind the rock. Thinking I was Muslim. Trying to say that I.S.U.P.K. big homies is all we got. Battling. Even Garcia, I'm back on here. There's a woman that's the secret of the year. Your philosophies can't clap back. Africa, I mean we black. Southside narrative that. Tell her like to cross the fucking line and pull the fuck back. You hear me, nigga? I'm with some real niggas that can pass over niggas drinking liquor. I.S.U.P.K.
Just 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Lord said, confession is good for the soul. So right now, all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made were from the Lord's anger. Pray the stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Decisions that I made were from the Lord's anger. Pray to him all the time that I was be a gangster. Shot gone. To be known with them niggas letting shots off. Even that on the right hand to the top though. Funny how we see better than not the lives lost. They be focused on the life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord and Jesus for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with weaponry. Say one thing and love you. I had no life in jeopardy.
Hey, Shalom, no Christ, Israel. This officer, I.S.U.P.K. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, Harlem, New York, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. This is the I.S.U.P.K. Kentucky, Officer I.S.U.P.K. And we got a real heavy class tonight. All right. We're gonna. Hey, slow my pressure. I just started class. I'm gonna get to get on class. We're gonna get on class. All right, come. All right, tonight's class, we got a heavy topic tonight. As everybody know, Passover just passed for us. You know what I'm saying? We're doing the Feast of Unleavened Bread now. But for the people in the world, you know, they just celebrated Easter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So tonight's topic is: if you celebrated Easter but not Passover, you hate the Most High and Christ.
That's
you understand? And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into what Passover is. When was the Passover? Where the glorious Passover was held at. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk a little bit about what we did down the Passover. And we also can get into the most important part, why we're supposed to actually keep Passover. You understand? Why we're supposed to celebrate the Passover. We're going to get into the reasons behind that. And then, of course, we're also going to talk about that BS holiday, Easter, with the bunnies and the eggs, and bunnies don't lay eggs. We can get into all that, you understand? What Christians like to call it, the Resurrection Day, and how it's just impossible for Sunday to be the Resurrection Day. And then, of course, we always got scripture to back everything up. You understand? So let's go ahead and get tonight's class started. First, let's start. Give me Leviticus 23, and let's start at verse 4, because we need to understand something as a people. You understand that the Most High has high holy days that we are to celebrate. That is completely good with the Most High, that we are supposed to celebrate. And then, of course, they have the pagan holidays that all the Christians celebrate, like Easter and Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all them BS holidays. And there's reasons why we're not supposed to celebrate them days. And the Most High has the days that we're supposed to celebrate. And we're going to get into the first one, the Passover. When you get there, go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 34. Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak unto who?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak to everybody.
Israel.
Speak to the Edomites and the Arabs and the Africans and the East Indians. Speak to them.
Israel.
Speak to who?
Israel.
All of Israel.
Israel.
Speak to all of Israel. Go ahead.
Saying, the 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles.
Hold on. Are you on 23 and 4? 4 and 5.
Select. Leviticus 23, verse 4. These are the feasts of Yahweh.
These are the feasts of the Most High. Okay? Go ahead.
Even holy convocations, which shall proclaim in their season.
These are holy events that have seasons. Go ahead.
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month.
In the 14th day of the first month, you know what I'm saying? Because the world like to tell us that the first month was back in January, when everything is still dead and everything is still cold and there's no new light beginning. But the scriptures say what?
In the 14th day of the first month.
In the 14th day of the first month. Go ahead.
At even is Yahweh's Passover.
Is the Passover. You understand? The first month, the 14th day of the first month is the Passover. You understand? Didn't say Easter. Did it say Easter?
No, sir.
What did it say?
Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month at even is Yahweh's Passover.
It's the Passover. Didn't say nothing about Easter, right?
No. Sir.
It doesn't spell cast. Maybe we're looking at it wrong or something. It say Passover, correct?
It's
Passover. It didn't say nothing about no stinking Easter. Okay, you understand? It didn't say nothing about that holiday Easter. It didn't say nothing about Easter. Read it again from the top.
Leviticus chapter 23,
Verse 4.
verse 4. These are the feasts of Yahweh.
These are the feasts of Yahweh. These are the feasts that the Most High gave us. Go ahead.
Even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. Verse 5. In the 14th day of the first month.
The 14th day of the first month. Go ahead.
At even is Yahweh's Passover.
Is the Passover. Doesn't say nothing about no stinking Easter. It's the
Right.
Passover. Doesn't say nothing about no getting your Sunday best and showing up to church just that one Sunday out the year. None of that. It's the Lord's Passover. We celebrate the Lord's Passover.
That's
You
right.
understand? And even if you're calling yourself a stinking Christian, you understand? A Christian, the definition of being a Christian is a follower of Christ.
Right.
And how can you be? Christ never celebrated Easter. Christ celebrated Passover. We're going to get into that a little bit later and show what Christ celebrated. Christ was even killed during Passover. You understand?
That's right.
But Christ celebrated Passover. He didn't celebrate no stinking Easter.
Right.
He didn't celebrate that mess. Go ahead. Is that the end of 5? All right, go ahead. Go ahead, drop that. Give me Exodus 12, and we're going to start at verse 1. Because we got to learn and find out what the Passover is. You understand? We need to know why we're supposed to celebrate the Passover, why it's significant, why the Most High told us that, hey, this is a day you can celebrate. You understand? We need to know why and understand why, and the Scriptures gives us the answer. Gives us all the answers that we need. Whenever you get there, go ahead and start. We're going to go through 31. We're going to pretty much read on.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Verse 3, speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house. Verse 4, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
All right, so we're supposed to take a lamb according to the likeness of the people in our house, and if there's not enough people in our house for a whole lamb, then we go to our neighbor's house.
Come on.
Okay?
Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish.
Now, what is blemish? You know what blemish is?
So like I said, if I may, blemish is without flaw,
Without flaw. Basically, no scars, no scratches, or anything like that on it. Go ahead.
A male of the first year, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
So it says you get the lamb on the 10th day, and you keep the lamb up until the 14th day, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel, not everybody, but of Israel, which is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans,
right?
So-called Americans, you understand, shall kill it in the evening. You understand? And here in I.S.U.P.K, we just went to the lamb slaughtering.
That's right.
You understand? We had a lamb slaughtering. We still hold this tradition.
That's
You
right.
understand? We had a lamb slaughtering. We was there. We slaughtered lambs. We did
That's
that.
right.
We did that. Keep going.
Verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses.
So basically on each doorpost and then on top of the door, just how you walk into your doorway, it would be blood on both sides and on the top. Go ahead, from taking that, from sacrificing the lamb, taking that blood and putting it on the doors. Go ahead. There's a reason why we're supposed to do this. Go ahead.
Verse 7, wherein they shall eat it. Verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Verse 9, eat not of it raw, nor sodden, and all with water, but roast with fire.
So don't eat it raw. Don't try to boil it or, you know what I'm saying, nothing like that. Roast it with fire. Put them herbs on it, roast it with fire. Go ahead.
But roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the cruelties thereof. Verse 10.
Cook the whole thing.
Go ahead. Verse 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
So what you don't eat in the morning, burn it with fire. Go ahead.
Verse 11. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand.
So basically, you eating this ready for war. Because you don't know what's going to happen. You light on your feet. You understand? Who just keep their shoes on all the time? You got to eat this light on your feet because you don't know, and staff in your hand ready to fight because you don't know what's going to happen. Go ahead.
And ye shall eat in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover.
It's the Lord's Passover. Go ahead.
It
didn't say the Lord's Easter. It's the Lord's Passover.
That's right. Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
Here's the reason why we're doing that. That's why the blood on the doorpost. We're getting the reason why we had to do that. Go ahead.
And I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
The Most High is going to come pass through Egypt that night and smite. Smite means to kill. Smite means to kill. All the firstborn of the land of Egypt. Go ahead.
Both man and beast.
Man and beast. Human and cow. You know what I'm saying? Everything to the flies in Egypt, everything had to die. Firstborn, everything had to die.
That's right.
You understand? And then also, hold this for a second. Who's the one before Pharaoh? He kept all the children from two and under. King Herod killed all the Israelites from two and under. You understand? So I mean, when we tell you that the Most High is a just God, the Most High is a just God.
Damn right.
You understand? Now, when a Christian tell you that the Most High is a just God, but then tell you have to love your enemy, love your oppressor, and you and your oppressor are going to share the same heaven because God loves everybody, that's a goddamn lie.
That's right.
And that's not a just God. I don't know how you think that's a just God, but no, I don't see how that's just. That's not a just God.
That's right.
You've oppressed, slaughtered, killed, raped, murdered, all that for 400 plus years. And now we're going to share the same heaven together? But we have to die to get to the heaven? And your heaven is right here on earth?
Right.
Yeah. Keep going. I don't know why I stopped right there, but hey, somebody needed to hear that. Goddamn it. Go ahead.
Right. Verse 12.
Now you're on 13. No, you're at the end of 12. Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am the Lord.
Both man and beast, and against all gods of Egypt, I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh. Verse 13.
Because the Egyptians had with 365 gods. They had a god for every day of the week.
Right.
So the Most High came in and destroyed all the firstborn, they gods, all that. You told them they wasn't shit.
That's right.
So like you told them that they gods wasn't nothing. There's only one God. And that one God is not for the Egyptians.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And the blood shall be
to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you.
And then that's why we put the blood on our doorpost. To let the Most High know, hey, you know, you told us to do this. He passed over us that night. And nobody in Israel died that night. All the firstborn of Egypt died, but nobody in Israel died. And we was in Egypt, but no Israelite died that night. Go ahead.
And the plague should not be upon you to destroy you.
And the plague wouldn't be that plague went upon us, and it didn't destroy us. That's why nobody in Israel died that night. But all the firstborn in Egypt, from man to beast, died. Go ahead.
When I smite the land of Egypt, verse 14, and this day shall be upon you, Salaki, and this day shall be unto you for a memorial.
This should be unto us as a memorial. A memorial which would be like a day of celebration. You understand? Because you remember they had memorials for go ahead.
Salaki, so if I may, a memorial is for remembrance.
Remembrance. Right, remembrance. Remember that. You know, like they have the memorials for all the fallen soldiers of America and all that. You know, all the memorials, remember them by 4th of July, remember all that. You know what I'm saying? That's something to remember.
Veterans Day.
Veterans Day. Something to remember these veterans. You know what I'm saying? How they did this and this. We got to remember that. Woo, woo, woo. See, right here, the Lord came in and smite all the firstborn of the Egyptians. Smite means to slaughter, kill them. Because they wouldn't let us go serve our God. We just wanted to go serve our God for 3 days. That was it. 3 days. He didn't want to let us do that. He didn't want to let us do that. So, you know what I'm saying? The Most High hardened his heart and just to make an example out of it. They make an example out of him. Because he didn't want to let us go serve the Most High for 3 days. Because that's all he asked for, 3 days.
That's right.
He didn't let us do that. So now, you know what I'm saying, this is what happens. And the Lord takes us by the hand, leads us out of this slavery that we're in, out of this oppression that we're in. You understand? That's why the Passover is a memorial. That's just something we should remember because we was in slavery. We was in chains in Egypt.
Right.
You understand? We was slaves.
Right.
The Most High took us out of that slavery, delivered us from that slavery. That is something to remember. You understand? I don't know. Goddamn any of them, with the veterans. Goddamn them veterans. Goddamn anything about the 4th of July, any of that. Goddamn anything about that.
That's right.
Damn any of that. I'm going to remember what the Most High did for me and slaughtered all them Egyptians to get us out that slavery. You understand? Right. If all you black folks that want to claim you African or Egyptology, Most High destroyed Egypt, yo.
Right.
Destroyed Egypt. Easily at that. Like, it wasn't like, he probably didn't even break a sweat.
Right.
You understand? Destroyed Egypt. And all the 365 guys and all the bullshit that we learned from out of there. Destroyed all that.
Right.
But, you know, some of you black ass folks want to bring, you know what I'm saying, just swear down you Egyptologists and man, ain't the mother of Egyptology a white woman?
So like you said, if I may, I did hear that.
It's something like that. I think like the mother of Egyptology is a goddamn white woman. I mean, come on, man. They put the face of one of the women together and it was a white woman. It's like, come on, man. Like,
right.
Bunch of that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because we as black Hispanics and Native Indians, we are Israelites.
That's right.
And the Most High put a difference between Israel and Egyptians or Africans. Right. Put a big difference. It's a difference between us. And they figured that out that night because it was a big crime in all of Egypt. Because all their firstborn was smited, was killed, and none of us was.
That's right.
The Lord passed over us, smited all their firstborn, but passed over us. That's something I want to remember that.
That's
damn it, that's a just God.
That's right.
You understand? That's justice. That's justice. Can he get all the, you know what I'm saying, 2 and under? I mean, come on, man, that's justice. Kill all the firstborn, that's justice. That's justice. That's eye for an eye.
That's right.
That's justice. That's a guy that I can get behind, sir.
That's
you
right.
Understand? But if that guy that say that we got to love our oppressor and we're going to share the same kingdom as our oppressor and God loves our oppressor, That's not a justice God. And I don't see how anybody can get behind serving a God like that.
Right.
You understand? That sounds like a bunch of bullshit. It's a lot here, but that sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Straight
That's
up.
right.
Keep going, wherever you was at.
Verse 14.
Go ahead.
And ye shall keep in a feast.
And we shall keep a feast. That means, goddamn it, we supposed to celebrate that.
That's right.
Kick back, get that drink, get the good food. Well, we supposed to get the good food, lamb meat with the herbs cooked on open fire with unleavened bread. Man, that unleavened bread we had at the pat, that's some of the best bread I've ever tasted.
Yes.
With a little honey on top, ooh.
Yes. Yes.
Like, oh, wait.
Yes.
Oh, wait. I swear I had about 4 or 5 pieces. I had about 4 in one sitting. I'm like, damn. Oh, this is good.
So like you said, if I may, I was eating mine without the honey.
It was that good.
That's just how it
So you didn't have to have the honey.
I ain't even
good.
say the honey. I was eating without the honey.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, that was some good unleavened bread and sisters make. Give it up, yeah. Give it up. All right, we're gonna talk a little bit about that too. Keep going.
Kind of a color. And you shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations.
Throughout what?
Throughout your generations.
Say that again.
Throughout your generations.
So from my father's father, me, my son, all our generations, we supposed to hold this Passover. Read it again.
Kind of a color.
Throughout the generations.
So like it, sir. And you shall keep it a feast to Yahweh throughout your generations.
Throughout the generations. Throughout our generations. So my father's father was supposed to pass it to my father. My father's father was supposed to pass it to my father. My father was supposed to pass it to me. And you know that didn't happen, but you be goddamn sure that I'm gonna pass it down to my son.
That's right.
Keep going.
Kind of a color. You shall keep it a feast.
Shall keep it a feast. Go ahead.
By ordinance.
By ordinance. Go ahead.
Forever.
For what?
Forever.
Just while we was in Egypt.
Forever.
Only a couple years after we left out of Egypt.
Forever.
We celebrated 1 year and then we didn't have to worry about it no more.
Forever.
Pass it forever. We keep this ordinance forever. Passover's forever. We don't trade it in for Easter. We don't trade it in for whatever the bullshit that somebody want to feed us. We don't trade Passover for that. Passover is for us. Where the Most High smited all the Egyptians and took us by hand out of the slavery. That is something to remember. That's something to feast about. Go ahead.
Kind of a So like I said, if I may, to Israel, forever don't have no expiration date on it.
Forever. Forever doesn't expire. Forever doesn't spoil. Forever means forever. Forever, as long as your ass is alive, you should be celebrating Passover. As a white, Hispanic, Native, so-called American, you should be celebrating Passover. Because that's forever. As long as you live, you should be celebrating that. Go ahead.
Kind of a verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses.
So we can take all of now. This is getting into the feast of unleavened bread, which is what we're doing now. We'll be eating leaven for the next 7 days. And what we're supposed to do, we get all the leaven out of our houses. So we don't even think about eating, you know what I'm saying, eating that sandwich. Because I'll shoot out and messed up and ate a sandwich, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
All the leaven's already out of our house, so we ain't got to worry about it. We ain't got to worry about slipping up. Because it's already out the house. Go ahead.
Kind of a For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
Good night.
Verse 16.
Go ahead.
And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be
a holy convocation. Is maybe like a Sabbath service. It's like it's a Sabbath. Go ahead.
And in the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation to you.
On the last day is another Sabbath. Go ahead.
No manner of work shall be done in them.
And on the first day and on the last day, you can't do no work. It's treated like a Sabbath. It's like a Sabbath day. You can't do no vertile work. You know what I'm saying? Where you make manual labor. Go ahead.
No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. Verse 17. And ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this selfsame day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever.
So again, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. This is something that we're supposed to do forever.
That's right.
It doesn't say nothing about doing Easter. It say we ain't seen nothing. You seen something about Easter yet?
So like it, so I have not. Everything is Passover.
I ain't seen nothing about Easter yet neither. You understand? Passover, unleavened bread. Ain't been nothing about no Easter. You understand? But everybody that celebrated Easter yesterday didn't celebrate Passover. And is not celebrating or is not keeping the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Right.
But that's what we're supposed to do forever.
That's right.
But yet everybody put their Sunday best on. And went to church and took their babies out to hunt for them little eggs and, you know what I'm saying, all that goofiness.
Right. Right.
Did all that goofiness, destroying their kids, teaching their kids a bunch of lies.
Right.
I want to get checked. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of lies. I can't say really what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because we on live, and I don't want Facebook to flag my page, but I say all that BS. That we passing on to our kids, you understand, destroying our kids before they even get a chance to even know right from wrong.
Right.
We already destroying them with Easter and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that bull BS. You understand? But Passover is something we're supposed to be doing forever.
That's right.
Then after that, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, something we do forever. It's not something we do one time and just put it down and worry about it no more. It's something we keep every year. Every year we're supposed to do that. Keep going.
Ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. Verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land.
Good night.
Verse 20.
Most High don't play. Most High don't play. You keep talking about free will, free this, free that. Hey, the Lord don't play.
That's right.
You either do what the hell they tell you to do or you dead. Get the hell on.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no free will. I get to choose, do what I want to do. I might keep Passover, I might not. The Lord knows my heart. The Lord, Jesus, my man. All that bullshit. Man, y'all better wake up and realize, hey, Most High ain't playing that bullshit. Most High is not going for that. You understand? You either do like a good father. You either do what your good father tell you to do, or you get your ass whooped.
Right.
You understand? And we going over 600 years now, we be getting our ass whooped.
Right.
All because we hard-headed, stiff-necked people don't want to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, don't want to keep the feasts and high holy days that the Most High gave us. But yeah, we want to do every goddamn thing else. We want to do what everybody else doing. We care about what everybody else doing, but we don't give a damn about ourselves. You understand? And again, of course, you can blame this stinking ass church for this, because the church has completely destroyed us. We have no knowledge of who we are, what we're supposed to do, because the church don't teach us. But these verses have been in here my whole goddamn. I'm 36 years old right now. You understand? And I'm just now learning these, like a couple years ago. I just learning about these. Like, hold on now, it's been in here since 1611. Well, goddamn, and I'm just now seeing it.
Right.
Why Pastor Pork Chop ain't showed me this?
Right.
Why Pastor Pork Chop ain't taught me this?
Right.
Pastor Pork Chop want to keep me down at the bottom.
That's right.
Pastor Pork Chop want to keep us enslaved. Matter of fact, Pastor Pork Chop don't know a goddamn thing anyway.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Pastor Pork Chop learned from the oppressor.
How to be a slave and stay a slave.
And that's all we is, a homeborn slaves. Go ahead.
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, and all your habitation shall ye eat unleavened bread. Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families.
So everything that the Most High told Moses and Aaron to do, they doing that. They doing exactly what they was told to do. They didn't pick and choose what they was gonna do. They didn't have free will on what they was gonna do or say they was gonna do. There was no free will in there. Most High told them to do something. God damn it, they did. Go ahead.
Draw out and take you a lamb according to your families, and kill the Passover.
And that's exactly what the Most High told him to tell the people. That's exactly what he told them. He didn't pick and choose what he wanted to tell the people. He didn't have free range or free will on what he was going to tell the people.
Right.
He told people exactly what the Most High told him to. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And you shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning.
So after you put the blood of the lamb on your door, like on the door, on the sides, and on the top, shut that door. Don't take your ass back outside.
That's right.
You better not, because that blood on the doorway is your only covering right now. You better not take your ass back outside.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 23. For Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians.
The Most High will do what?
Pass through.
Pass through.
To smite the Egyptians.
To kill all the Egyptians, firstborn of the Egyptians. Smite means to kill, slaughter.
Right.
Go ahead.
And when he seeth the blood upon the lintel.
And God told him, when I see that blood right there on your doorpost, I'm going to what?
And when I see the blood upon the lintel and the two side posts, Yahweh will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you.
So when the Most High, like the Most High told Moses, when I see that blood on the doorpost and on the top, then I'm gonna pass over that house, and death ain't gonna come in there and kill nobody.
Right.
That's why you better not take your ass back out at that damn door after you do that. Don't take your ass back outside. You better not.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever.
And we shall observe this forever.
Right.
Moses went and told him exactly what the Most High told him to, forever. He didn't have free will, free range, or none of that on what he was going to tell him.
Right.
He told them exactly what the Most High told them to do. And they did that.
Right.
And guess what? Nobody in Israel died that night.
That's right.
But all the firstborn of the Egyptians and the beasts, they died.
Right.
But nobody in Israel did. Why? Because we listened to the Most High. We did what the hell he told us to do. I don't know why we think today that we got free will or free range on what we can listen to, or what the Most High tell us to do, what we can or what we think we can, or what we think we can't, or what we willing or what we ain't willing to do. God damn it, you better do what the Most High tell you to do. Pull your head out your ass.
Right.
Hey, so likely you better pull your head out your ass and do what the Most High tell you to do, because hey, he's not playing. He's not playing with you.
That's
it's
right.
not a joke. It's not a game.
Right.
Ain't no a good father is not gonna tell his son, hey, don't do this, and then watch his son go do that and be like, ah, it's okay.
That's right.
I don't know any good father that do that.
Right.
You understand? Now, if you grew up without a father, you know all about that, because you didn't have to do and follow nothing. But goddamn it, I tell my son to do something, when he better hop to it right then and there.
Right.
And if he don't, guess what? Tap that ass.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, boy, get up and do what I told you to do now. Don't wait. You don't get no free will. You don't get to choose when you do or don't want to do it. Get your ass up and do it now, like I said. That's the same as Most High. Most High is a good father. Do what the hell he tell you to do, we can get out this hell we in. If we keep ignoring and not doing what he told us to do, then he gonna keep whooping our ass.
That's right.
And that's what he doing, whooping our ass.
Right.
It's like we just got used to the ass whoopers or something. Like it don't come on, man, I'm tired of getting my ass whooped, yo.
Right.
Hey, I'm tired of getting my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get up out this hell.
That's right.
I've never liked an ass whoop. I don't like to get my butt whooped. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, let's get on out this hell we in. Go ahead, keep going.
GEN.YAHANNA, verse 25. And it shall come to pass, when you become to the land which Yahweh will give you, according as he hath promised, that ye should keep this service.
Now hold on. He even said when he take us out of this land of this slavery and give us our own land, then we take this and we celebrate this in our own land.
Right.
We don't forget about that. We take that and we celebrate that in our own land. We don't turn it into Easter.
Right.
We don't take it and put another God to it and customs with it and say, hey, bam, now put Jesus' face on it and now it's supposed to be about Jesus.
That's right.
That ain't how it works. That is not how it works.
Right.
You understand? The Most High told us to do this specifically and the way to do it. And then when we go into the land which he gave us, we keep this goddamn thing going.
That's right.
And it's forever. Forever, there's no time limit on that.
Right.
Keep going.
GEN.YAHANNA, verse 26. And it shall come to pass, when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Verse 27. Then ye shall say, it is a sacrifice of Yahweh's Passover.
It is a sacrifice to the Lord's Passover. When your children ask, why are we doing this? It's a sacrifice to the Lord's Passover because he took us by the hand out of the land of Egypt where we were slaves and in bondage and smite all the firstborn Egyptians because they didn't want to let us go serve the Lord for 3 days. So, goddamn it, he got us out of there forever.
Right.
Well, he got us up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Our stiff-necked ass dumbasses got us back into slavery, so he got us up out of there.
Right.
So, like it, that's a whole nother topic, whole nother class. I ain't even going to get too far into that, but keep going.
GEN.YAHANNA, who passed over the house of the children of Israel in Egypt.
Who passed over the house of, I just said it, all that too, Salakia. My fault. Go ahead, read it out, then I'll do it again.
GEN.YAHANNA, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed their head and worshiped.
You understand? That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to take this as when our kids ask us why we do Passover, we tell them, we sit them down, we explain to them. Man, the Lord took us by the hand out of a slavery where we was in bondage, and the only way we could get up out of there is he killed all the firstborn and the men and beasts.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We celebrating murder. The Most High murdered the firstborn of the Egyptians, and we celebrating that. Goddammit.
Right.
That's hardcore. Hey, that's a just guy. Hey, I'm gonna do this for you. Hey, and you celebrate that shit. Hey, goddammit, I'm gonna celebrate it.
Right.
I'm gonna celebrate that.
Right.
Cause hell now today Africans don't like us. They don't deal with us. Egyptians don't like us. They don't deal with us. And we've been in slavery over here in America, getting shot down by police, been oppressed, been living at the bottom, living in the ghettos, and you know what I'm saying, all this bullshit that's going on here in America.
Right.
Africa ain't never thought about coming to get us. Egypt ain't thought about coming to get us. Let our people go. Y'all over there treating them horribly. The war's over. Give us our people back. You understand? When America go to war, what's the war we lost? Not Afghanistan, the other one. The Korean War. No, that wasn't Korean. Was it Korean War?
I want to say, I think it was the Korean War.
What was the one they got mad at Martin Luther King for talking about? Then they killed him. What was that? The Korean War?
I think it was. I want to say it was the Korean
Well,
War.
That's
when they dropped the nuke.
Nah, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. I was say, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when America goes to war, like in Afghanistan, when the Afghanis took prisoners of war that were American, I'm saying the war's over. America went and got them prisoners. What was that? What was that one? He was running for president a couple years ago. McCain. McCain. Remember, he was a POS, a prisoner of war. He running for president. He ran for president a couple years ago of America. Because America went and got him out of that. You know what I'm saying? We still prisoners of war. Why, if we Africans or we Egyptians, why the hell they ain't came and got us? If we Africans, look, Haitians are dark skin, all that. You know what I'm saying? Even Africa told them they ain't African enough to join them. You see what I'm saying? Like, some of the Africans don't even like us. The Egyptians don't like us, but yeah, we still want to claim blackity black, Pan-Africanism, Egyptology, all this, Dr. Sadie bullshit, but yet, they don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? They will sit there and watch these oppressors over here murder you in the middle of the street for no reason.
So like you said, set aside from them even coming to get us. Now, one time did the whole continent of Africa say, come back home. They never said that.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 28. And the children of Israel went away and did as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron.
The children of Israel, not everybody, but the children of Israel, the Israelites, they did exactly what the Most High told them to do. There was no wiggle room in there. Well, I don't feel like doing that, but I'll do this. Or I might do that, I might not do that. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't no free will to it. They did exactly what they was told to do. And guess what? They lived. But now we think we got a choice. We think we got a choice. That's why we die. Because we think we have a choice. No, we don't have a choice. Keep going.
Verse 29. And it came to pass that at midnight Yahweh smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt.
And the Most High did exactly what he said he was going to do.
That's right.
He smote the firstborn of all the Egyptians. Go ahead.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh.
From the firstborn of Pharaoh, which is the king. Go ahead.
That sat on his throne unto the firstborn of captive that was in the dungeon.
From the firstborn of the slaves that they had down in the dungeons. Go ahead.
And all the firstborn of cattle.
All the firstborn of the cattle. Food supply. They had to go to.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Verse 30. And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in Egypt.
Loud cry in Egypt. You understand? Everybody waking up around the same time, realizing that they have a dead person that they love, and everybody screaming at one time. That's got to be a horrible sound.
Right.
But shit, that's music to our ears. That's to my ears, goddammit. Go ahead.
For there was not a house where there was not one dead.
Not one house where there was not one Egyptian dead. Go ahead.
Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, Rise up and get you forth from among my people.
Hey, and then, you know what? You know what, man? Moses, y'all gonna get the hell on out of here.
That's right.
Get your people, get your shit, and get the hell on out of here. That's basically what he just said. Get your shit, get your people, get your shit, get on out of here. Go ahead.
Both ye and the children of Israel.
The children of who?
Israel.
Not the Egyptians.
Israel.
No, not the Africans.
Israel.
No, not Arabs or white people.
Israel.
All of Israel. Go ahead.
And go.
And go. Get the hell out of here. That's what Pharaoh told them to do after they woke up and realized all the firstborn and one dead in every household. All because he didn't want to let the people go serve God for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and drop that. Was that the end on that?
So like I said, what? It was.
Go ahead and finish it up.
Serve Yahweh as he has said.
And go serve Yahweh as we said. He said, hey, y'all, get your seat, get your people, and go serve your God. Get on out of here. But obviously something hit him where he got mad about that and didn't want to slave chase to us, and that's when, you know what I'm saying, Most High killed all the armies and all that too. But I'm not going to get into all that today. You understand? Now, the Lord's only Passover was with I.S.U.P.K, and what a glorious Passover it was. You understand? We was down in Cocoa Beach, Florida. We was all together, drinking water like a pearl. We was kicking it. It was a glorious time.
That's right.
The food was amazing. That unleavened bread was amazing. With and without the honey, it was good.
That's right.
With and without the honey, it was good. Damn it. Them sisters put their foot in that down there.
That's
you know what I'm saying? That was your first Passover. Tell me a little about your experience and what you seen, what you did, and what you thought.
So, like I said, if I made it, it was a glorious thing, and I have heard so many things that GEN.YAHANNA has done, and he is really the hardest working man in Israel.
That's right.
He is really the hardest working man in Israel, because every story I have heard, it goes back to, I think about Hebrews 13:1 when they say, let brotherly love continue. Because the things that he has done for this school and the sacrifices he has made, if a person could just sit down and just talk with him, I mean, it's an honor and a pleasure. But it was a glorious time for me. You know, my first Passover ain't going to be my last. Lord willing, I'm going. I don't care if I got to walk and thumb, however I got to get there, I'm going to get there.
That's right.
The Most High put this spirit on me to keep going. I'm going. I had fun. I met brothers from all over. I never seen so many people in one place partying and drinking, and not one argument, not no fight, no nothing. I seen people hugging, embracing each other. I even seen little kids playing and enjoying, and we did what the Most High said for us to do, and we set that out. Yeah, so right. I say this here to all my brothers and sisters, Israelites. Next year, we in there.
That's right.
We in there. That's right.
And see, another thing, just get back on topic, but another thing, the Christian church, they celebrated Easter yesterday, right? And we know that the definition of a Christian is a follower of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And Christ even kept Passover.
That's right.
Christ kept the Passover. The famous picture of the Last Supper. Right. You know what I'm saying? The Last Supper is Passover.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, for time's sake, I'm not going to really get into that, but that's Matthew chapter 26, if you want to write that down. Basically, that whole chapter talks about it. How 2 days of Passover was coming. He was gonna be paraphrasing everything, but he was gonna be betrayed. Then he talked about a sister that came and poured the oils on him. Then talked about how Judas betrayed him. Then talked about how Peter was gonna deny him 3 times. So I'm saying all that is in Matthew chapter 26. So that's a real good chapter. But for time's sake, we're gonna go, keep moving. Now we're gonna get into this Easter, this raggedy thing called Easter. Now the only time that get Acts 12:4. The only time that the word Easter is in the Bible is in Acts 24. Acts 12:4. But when the word translates in the correct context, the word translates to Passover, not Easter. And really, you can, if you just put in a little simple Google search, it'll even tell you that too. Yeah, go ahead, whenever you're done.
Acts chapter 12, verse 4. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him attending after Easter, to bring him forth to the people.
Now, when that word translates to Passover. You know what I'm saying, in the correct context. But yeah, that's the only one time that the word Easter is even in the Bible, and that's leading somebody to get slaughtered, leading somebody to get killed, right?
Right.
So, I mean, so it's not like it's talking about bunnies and eggs and Easter egg hunts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What is the significance of the bunny? Because we all know bunnies don't lay eggs. You know what I'm saying? It's basically, you know.
So like I said, if I may, the bunny rabbit symbolizes fertility. So with that being said, Christianity really snuck in that bunny rabbit up under people that don't have knowledge. It's really promoting sex.
Right, that fertility guy, which you know what I'm saying? It's Esther, I think it's pronounced. Is the fertility guy, and what's funny about that is the Christian church also supports abortions.
That's right.
So how can you support an abortion but also
promote
sex with the fertility guy and the bunny? That
wickedness.
You know what I'm saying? People are so ignorant. You know what I'm saying? And don't. That's why the scriptures say, "Study to show thyself approved."
That's right.
You understand? Because if you're not studying or you're not researching and you're not looking at what the hell you're doing, you could unwittingly be. You know what I'm saying? You're unwittingly serving other guys.
That's right.
You're unknowingly serving other guys. You know what I'm saying? You're unknowingly doing some shit that's gonna get you. That's gonna kill you. And you're ignorantly. You know what I'm saying? Blind leading the blind. You know what I'm saying? Because you just following that because that's what you was taught. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, if you can't tell, we at the bottom, we've been destroyed. So obviously something went wrong in us somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So we need to change that up. Something needs to get changed. The saying is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
But goddamn it, this thing is shattered. Goddamn it, it needs fixed. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's like a car engine. It's got a whole crack down the whole goddamn block. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't keep dropping that car, man. You need to fix that.
Right.
Maybe you just need to throw that car away. So lock it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this is obviously broke, so it needs to be fixed somewhere. And the Christian church has definitely broke this and has destroyed us for the lack of knowledge. Because we have no knowledge of who we are, what we're supposed to do. We have no knowledge of the Most High or Yahweh.
Right.
The church don't even give us no knowledge on the Most High. You understand? And I mean, I'm 36 years old. I've had the Bible since day one. You know what I'm saying? But yet, a lot of the stuff I'm just now learning.
Right.
A lot of this stuff I'm just now seeing. Like, what? We supposed to have a beard. What? They tell us we got a clean shave face. They tell us, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh, man. We ain't supposed to eat pork. That's right there in Leviticus. Oh, it's in the Bible. We ain't supposed to eat pork. I thought that was a Muslim thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every Christmas and Thanksgiving, there's a fat ass ham sitting right here on the table.
That's right.
And we praying over it, ready to eat. Oh, damn it, we ain't even supposed to be celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving. What the hell is this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The church has just completely destroyed us since we was young. You know what I'm saying? And we keep that destruction going because we teach that bullshit to our kids.
Right.
You understand? They say that Easter is that Sunday because it's Resurrection Day or whatever they call it, Resurrection Day. But give me Matthew 12 and 40. Matthew 12 and 40. Because we're taught in the Christian church that Christ died on Good Friday. That's what that teaches in the church. He died on Good Friday.
Right.
So, okay, if you die on a Friday, well, go ahead, read that first, and then I'll go into it.
Kind. Matthew chapter 12, verse 40. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly.
Jonah stayed 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly. Go ahead.
Kind.
Who's speaking right here?
So like I said, if I may, when you looking at chapter 12, verse 40, this is in the red, so this is letting you know that who they call Christ, which is Yahweh to us, is speaking.
So this Yahweh talking. He said 3 days and 3, just like Jonah was in the whale for 3 days and 3 nights. Go ahead.
Kind. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. So when you die, they bury you. They put you in the earth. That's the heart of the earth. They put you in the earth. You understand? So 3 days and 3 nights will Christ be dead in the earth. That's right.
You understand? Now the Christian church teaches us that Christ died on Good Friday.
Right.
Which is, you know what I'm saying, which is a Friday. Because that means Good Friday. You feel
right.
And then they say the resurrection or Easter, the resurrection is on Sunday. So let's do a little math right here. Okay, Friday. Obviously he didn't die in the morning time, so the sun had already went down, so it's Friday night.
Right.
You got Saturday night.
Sunday morning.
You got that's only 2, you know what I'm saying, 1.5 days. That's 1.5 days. That's not 3 days. That's not 3 days. So there's no way in hell that Christ died on Good Friday.
Right.
That's not possible. And 2, it has to be 3 days and 3 nights. So it was more. More like a Wednesday. He died on a Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Passover isn't always on Saturday. Passover is just after the day after the first moon or whatever.
Right.
It's not always necessarily on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But the Sabbath is on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? The Sabbath, but Passover doesn't necessarily always fall on Saturday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now let's get there. Give me Matthew. Well, first give me Matthew 28:1. First, give me Matthew 28:1. Because we all know the first day of the week is Sunday. The first day of the week is Sunday.
Right.
We all know that. First day of the week is Sunday. But now, what confuses some people is they think like in today's time is day and night. You understand? What comes first?
So like I said, if I may, the night.
Nighttime comes first. Dark comes before light. You understand? Go ahead whenever you get there. Matthew 28:1.
Matthew chapter 28, verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
At the end of the Sabbath, which is a Saturday, and it begins to dawn into the first day of the week, which is Sunday. Go ahead.
Came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. Verse 2. And behold, there was a great earthquake, for the angel of Yahweh descended from heaven.
Well, really, you can really stop right there, because that's what I wanted to get, that first verse. Read verse 1 again. Because it says, go ahead.
Matthew chapter 28, verse 1. In the end of the Sabbath, as it began to dawn toward the first day of the week.
At the end of the Sabbath, which would be like Saturday around 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the evening, going into the evening time.
Right.
Go ahead.
Came Mary Magdalene.
Came Mary Magdalene.
And the other Mary.
And James' mama.
To see the sepulchre.
Okay. Now, really, you can go down to like verse 7 to get a little more understanding, but we're gonna stop right there for time's sake. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the meat of it. That's what I want. That's the meat of it. You know what I'm saying? So now, if Mary and Mary Magdalene and the other Mary are going to see Christ, and it's the dawning into the first day, it's the after the Sabbath dawning into the first day. How could anybody online, please feel free to jump in and explain this. You know what I'm saying? If it's 3 days, 3 nights, just like Jonah was in the well.
Right.
He died on Good Friday. Obviously, he didn't die in the morning time. They hung him up in the morning time. He died in the evening time. You understand? So he obviously didn't die in the morning time. So, you know what I'm saying? From Friday to, you know what I'm saying, Saturday around 5, 6 o'clock to when it's dawning into the first day of the week, Sunday. It's a day and a half. You know what I'm saying? It's like one day and 2 nights. You know what I'm saying? That's not 3 days and 3 nights. So obviously he had to die a little bit more into the week. So it was like it was Wednesday. You understand? Give me Luke 23 and start at 44.
Luke chapter 23, verse 44. And it was about the 6th hour, and there was a darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. Verse 44. And the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst.
Keep on.
Verse 46. And when Yahweh had cried with a loud voice, he said, Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit. And having said thus, he gave up the ghost.
So the most high, this was like on a Wednesday. You understand? Now when the most high, you know what I'm saying, that's basically saying that, you know, like give it up. It's over. He died right there. You understand?
Right.
And the only way you can get 3 days and 3 nights if it was Wednesday.
Right.
You understand? Because it says 3 days and 3 nights. Now the only way you can get 3 days from 3 nights from what we just read is if it was Wednesday.
Right.
You understand? Not Friday. Because no way in hell is that. No way in hell that's 3 days and 3 nights.
Right.
If you started at Wednesday, guess what? That's 3 days and 3 nights.
Right.
Dawning into the first day of the week. You understand? And we all know Sunday is the first day of the week. Dawning into doesn't mean it's not the first day of the week. It's not Sunday yet. It's still Saturday. Since it's dawning into, it's still Saturday.
Right.
It's not Sunday yet. Sunday is after dawn, not dawning into. You understand? So it's still a Saturday when he rose.
Right.
So to get from Wednesday to Saturday night, that's 3 days, 3 nights. You understand? So the Christian church has completely dumbed us down so much to where we're so ignorant and don't even, you know what I'm saying, won't even count the days. Like, we won't even count the days. Like, oh, they come Good Friday, then all Sunday is Easter. Well, that's 1, 2, that's 1 night and 1 day, or 1 day and 2 nights. Christ said 3 days and 3 nights.
Right.
You understand? That's why precept upon precept, line upon line, here, there, look, that's important.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying, if you take things at face value, you're gonna, and especially coming from a man, you're gonna get screwed over every time, because obviously these preachers and Pastor Pork Chops don't know what they're talking about.
That's right.
You understand? Now go to that article that I sent you. We're gonna get into a little bit about the history or the origins of Easter, where it came from, the god Esther, the fraternity. I think that's how you pronounce it, Esther, the fraternity god. You understand? And how they would paint the eggs. You know what I'm saying? Red for the like a gift to the fertility god. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Kind of comment. On Easter Sunday, a bunny will deliver chocolate eggs to many households across Australia. Salaki said, origin of Easter, from pagan festivals and Christianity to bunnies and chocolate eggs. On Easter Sunday, a bunny will deliver chocolate eggs to many households across Australia. Have you ever wondered how this seemingly bizarre tradition came to be? Well, it turns out Easter actually began as a pagan festival celebrating spring in the northern hemisphere, long before the advent of Christianity. Since prehistoric times, people have celebrated the equinox and the solstice as sacred times. University of Sydney professor Carol Cusack said, the spring equinox is a day when the amount of dark and the amount of daylight is actually identical. So you can tell that you're emerging from winter because the daylight and the dark have come back into balance. People map their whole life according to the patterns of nature. Following the advent of Christianity, the Easter period became associated with the resurrection of Christ. In the first couple of centuries after Jesus, after Yahushua's life, feast days in the new Christian church.
If I could, we know to say Yahushua, but not everybody here knows to say Yahushua. So if you say Jesus, it's okay. You understand? It's not a big deal.
Kind of a comment. In the first couple of centuries after Jesus' life, feast days in the new Christian church were attached to the whole pagan festival. Professor Cusack said, spring festivals with the theme of new life and relief from the cold of winter became connected explicitly to Jesus having conquered death by being resurrected after the crucifixion. Easter's changing date. In 325 AD, the first major church council, the Council of Nicaea, determined that Easter should fall on Sunday following the first full moon after the spring equinox. That is why the date moves and why Easter festivities are often referred to as movable feasts. There is a defined period between March 25th and April 25th on Easter Sunday.
Let me stop you right there. What's crazy about what you just read right there is, since they call Easter the resurrection. So you telling me he rose on a different day every goddamn year? That's what you telling me? He rose on a different goddamn day every day of the year. Cause Easter can go, it can go with whatever day as long as it's after the first moon. So you telling me this nigga that Christ resurrected a different day every goddamn year? That's to let you know right there it's bullshit. That's the dumbest thing you could ever fucking the dumbest thing you could ever learn. It is Resurrection Day, Easter Resurrection Day. So he resurrected on a different day every year because Easter can change from what day it's going to be on every year. But yet it's always on a Sunday. Makes no sense. Go ahead.
There's a defined period between March 25th and April 25th on which Easter Sunday must fall.
So it's a whole month in there where he could have grown, you know what I'm saying, that he could rise on. Whatever day they choose to pick the Easter on is the day. Come on, man, that makes no sense. I mean, if it's a resurrection day, shouldn't it be the same day every year?
Right.
I mean, he can only resurrect on one day. You know what I'm saying? It can't change every year.
Right.
Even on a leap year, it doesn't change. So you telling me that a resurrection day can change within a whole 30-day period, just depending on when the first moon comes.
Right.
Now that should make you feel retarded. That should
Right.
make you feel like this big and dumb as hell for thinking that. Because I felt retarded and dumb as hell and this little when I read that. Like, what? I believe that for 30 years, I feel this big. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, what? And then just reading that, like, hold on now. It's a 30-day period to where, you know what I'm saying, it can adjust. It could be higher or lower on the resurrection day. Not the Passover.
Right.
But the resurrection day, the day he rose. Not the day he died, but the day he rose. Like, come on, it makes no sense. And anybody that does any type of little bit of research can figure that out.
Right.
And as soon as you read that, you can be like, well, goddamn, I feel dumb as hell.
Right.
Keep on.
Count on time. There's a defined period between March 25th and April 25th on which Easter Sunday must fall. And that's determined by the movement of the planets and the sun, Professor Kuzak said. Sasha Easter, the goddess of spring. In most countries in Europe, the name of Easter is derived from the Jewish festival of Passover. So in Greek, the feast is called Pascha. In Italian, Pasqua. In Danish, it is Paaski. And in French, it is Pasque, Professor Kuzak said. But in English-speaking countries and in Germany, Easter takes its name from a pagan goddess from Anglo-Saxon English.
So like it, was that just saying that not in other countries it's Passover, but it's in different languages, but only here in America it's Easter?
Khan.
Good night.
Khan.
Good night. Are we seeing a pattern here?
Khan.
Like, that's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Read that again. What you just read. Like that whole, not the whole paragraph, but like right there from where I stopped you, maybe two sentences up.
Khan. So in the Greek, the feast is called Pascha.
Well, so like it. This is all the different words for Passover in the different languages. Go to right up under that.
Khan. In Italian, but in English-speaking countries and in Germany, Easter takes its name from a pagan goddess from Anglo-Saxon English who was described in a book by the 18th century English monk Bede. Astride was a goddess of spring or renewal, and that's why her feast is attached to the vernal equinox, Professor Kuzak said. In Germany, the festival is called Ostern, and the goddess is called Astara. Rabbits and eggs, an ancient symbol of new life.
So rabbits and eggs. But rabbits don't lay eggs.
Right.
Rabbits, how long does it take? It takes a rabbit like 8, 9 months to have a little rabbit, don't it?
So like I said, I think so. I ain't seen one from about like 69, but when they do have,
they have a bunch of them.
It's a lot of them.
Right. So I mean, but they don't lay the eggs. A male rabbit has to have sex with a female rabbit, and he has to put his seed inside her, just like we do in a woman. We put our seed inside a woman, and the baby builds. And rabbits, they, you know what I'm saying, all day long. That's why that's the fraternity, because that's what jackrabbit is known for. That's all they do.
So like I said, if I may, like the Most High said, I'm paraphrasing when I said it, that animals will be made according to their kind. Like, it's, ostrich, chickens, they lay eggs, things of that nature. So, like a dog, cattle, rabbits, they lay it natural, like it comes out in the shape of that.
Well, see, dogs and rabbits, they had more than one at a time. A cow only had one at a time. You know what I'm saying? They take them about 9 months too. It's like 6 to 9. It might be longer than that.
But the animals that
I don't really know about how. I don't really know how that works with the. But you know what I'm saying? Like, but I know rabbits don't lay eggs. Goddammit, I know that. So keep going.
Kind. Rabbits and eggs as ancient symbols of new life. Many of the pagan customs associated with the celebration of spring eventually became absorbed within Christianity as symbols of the resurrection of Jesus.
So again, so the way Christianity would be appealing, would look more appealing to everybody, they took all these pagan holidays and put Jesus' face on them and said, now it's about Jesus. Shit don't work that way. It don't work that way. You can't take a pagan holiday that has rituals and shit that goes along with it and just slap Jesus' face on and keep the same rituals and say it's about God. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. No, it's not. I don't know who told you that. I don't know whoever told you that and you believed it. You should feel dumb as hell because it doesn't work that way. Right. That's like me saying, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how to compare that. That's so dumb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know how to compare that. That's so fucking stupid. Like how can I even compare that to something like golly? I'm really trying to think of an analogy for that, but I can't even think of one because it's so fucking stupid.
Right.
So that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Right.
How you gonna take something that has nothing to do with God, but slap Jesus' face on it and now say it's about God, but you keep all the traditions that this other guy had, but yet for some reason we slap Christ's face on it, so now we say it's about the Bible and God. Right. But you can't find it in the Bible. Like that makes no damn. I was really trying to find an analogy for that, and I really can't. Like that's so fucking stupid. Like I really can't find an analogy for that. I was really trying though. But I can't even find one because that just sounds stupid when you're saying it. It sounds as dumb as it did come out my goddamn mouth. That's how dumb it is. It's as much as it sounds, as dumb as it sounds, is as dumb as what it is. Like, what is that? So I'm gonna take this guy. But we're not going to say it's this guy, but we're going to take all the traditions and the rituals behind that, but we're going to take this guy out and put Jesus' face on there, right, and now say this is about Jesus. What? Come on, Facebook. Somebody make that make sense. Maybe I'm just angry and retarded. You know, make that make sense.
Right.
Please. You know, somebody make that make sense, because I just feel dumber just by saying that. We're going to take this guy, we're going to take the God out though, but we're going to keep the rituals and traditions, but we're going to slap Jesus on there and now say it's about Jesus.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Eggs.
You can say that that's not even just about Easter. That's about Christmas. Any goddamn holiday for real. Right. That's about any damn thing almost. You know what I'm saying? Like they take for example, Christmas. I mean, it's every other culture. It's probably about 23. Different guys that was born immaculately, without a father, just to a mother, to a virgin woman with no father, and you know, it's about 23 of them. Like it's a lot of them.
Right.
But the good thing about the Bible is,
true,
Mary and Joseph had sex, and it
right,
can be proven with the Bible. So there's no immaculate conception. That's all bullshit, and the Bible tells us that. Right. Because we can prove with the Bible that Mary and Joseph had sex. So there's no immaculate there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But goddamn, man, it's like they take everything. They take all the other guys' names off it. They keep all the traditions and all the ceremonies and all the, you know what I'm saying, all the defeats and all that shit behind it. But they slap Jesus' name on it and say, hey, this is Christianity. This is about God.
Right.
I love everybody. What? That's like, I think I might got one. That's like me saying, since I done read this doctor book, that I can be about head surgery.
Right.
Damn it, now I can say I'm a head surgeon. Come on, lay down on this table. Let me operate on your brain.
So like I said, they do that now. With the butter implants and the
Good
lips
night.
injections. Yes.
Good night.
Black market.
Good night.
Yes. Good analogy, son.
Good
yes.
night.
Yes.
Good night.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Good night. Go ahead, keep going. Finish that out so we can go ahead and end class.
Eggs as a symbol of new life became a common people explanation of the resurrection. After the chill of the winter months, nature was coming to life again, Professor Kuzak said. During the Middle Ages, people began decorating eggs and eating them as a treat, following Mass on Easter Sunday after fasting through Lent. This is actually something that still happens, especially in Eastern European countries like Poland, Professor Kuzak said. The custom of decorating hard-boiled eggs or blown eggs is still a very popular folk custom. Rabbits and hares are also associated with fertility and were symbols linked to the goddess Austria. The first association of the rabbit with Easter, according to Professor Kuzak, was a mention of the Easter hare in a book by German professor of medicine Greg von Frankenau, published in 1722. He recalls a folklore that hares would hide their colored eggs that children hunted for, which suggests to us that as early as the 18th century, decorated eggs were hidden in gardens for egg hunts, Professor Kuzak said. Commercialization, confectionery, and greeting cards. Commercialization during the 19th century saw rabbits become a popular symbol of Easter with the growth of greeting card industry. Postage service became affordable and people wanted to keep in touch with people, Professor Kuzak said. Car companies like Hallmark became big, launching images of cute little rabbits and Easter eggs on cars. The first edible Easter bunny made from sugar pastry were made in Germany in the 19th century. Big confectionery companies like Cadbury in England started manufacturing chocolate eggs. Chocolate that used to be something that's bitter and drunk became something that was sweetened and turned into confectionery treat, Professor Kuzak said. Easter eggs were on the areas of marketing for chocolate. Today, chocolate eggs and egg hunts are a popular part of Easter celebration around the world. Easter in Australia today. Australia's significant public holiday periods on Easter and Christmas are based on Christian European celebrations. So although autumn
said based on Christian celebrations, not the Bible. Never not once said it's based on the Bible. Nowhere have you read that it hasn't said based on the Bible. It's based on Christianity and paganism, not based off the Bible.
Right. So although autumn is in full swing and winter is coming in the southern hemisphere, rabbits and eggs as symbol of spring remain part of Australian festivities. On Easter Sunday, the Easter Bunny will deliver chocolate eggs to children, and there will be egg hunts in backyards and parks across Australia. Christian,
you go ahead and cut that. I think we got the point. Go ahead and find us together. I think we all got the point that Easter is paganism and has nothing to do with the Bible. Has nothing to do with Christ's resurrection, because it's impossible. Christ couldn't have died on Good Friday and
Right.
risen on Sunday, which is what the Christian church teaches us. It's impossible. It's not 3 days, 3 nights. You understand? The Bible tells us exactly what's good and what's not good. You understand? Passover is good. Passover
Right.
we keep forever. Passover is in the Bible.
right,
Christ kept Passover.
right,
Not even just the Last Supper, but all throughout his life. Remember when they went to travel to when he was about 12, and then they left and they forgot Christ. They was wondering where he was at. He said, "Well,
Right.
I'm in the temple doing my father's work."
That's right.
Then Mary was confused. What you mean your father? If you're doing your father's work, you should be making tables and carting. You know what I'm saying? She didn't understand what he was saying.
Right,
You understand? Because she knew his father. She knew his father was a carpenter. You know what I'm saying? So she was confused by that.
right,
You understand? So Christ been kept Passover. Every year Christ kept Passover.
right.
You understand? So with that, go ahead and pass the class to Trooper Zabak with the security announcements.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a peculiar person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means tenth in Hebrew, Me'asherah. Tenth of every penny of any increase Yahweh gives you. Give to General, Mayaka Allah, or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for peace. Look, Salaki. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whosoever, Salaki. Whatsoever amount you would like. Whatsoever amount you would like. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat. Class dismissed.
What you want to do, I kind of read over that throughout the week. So, you know what I'm saying, whenever you read it,